centaurs, bank robbers, and porn stars.
Oh my.
The 2021 Sundance Film Festival may have had a slimmer slate this year, but the selection took a hit of quantity, not quality, and I had no problem forming this list of 10 films to put on your radar. Dramas and documentaries from around the world. I've treasured my time trudging through the slushy streets to reach my screenings at past Sundances, but 2021 marked the first year that the festival went virtual, and actually reached its largest audience ever as a result. It's somewhat bittersweet because nothing quite matches the physical sensation of knocking the snow off your boots and warming yourself in front of the big screen, feeding off the excitement or bewilderment of a packed audience. But this time around, accessing and watching films was easier than ever before, and ultimately, that's what it's all about. I'm going to run down 10 films from this year's festival to look out for, and I guarantee there is something for everyone on this list. Also, since the natural response to any of these recommendations is, how can I see this? I will mention whether or not each film has been acquired for US distribution along the way. Alright, here we go. Number 10. Prisoners of the Ghostland. For cult and genre fans, Japanese auteur Shion Sono and American madman Nicolas Cage combining forces for a post-apocalyptic samurai western may sound like a dream come true. Cage stars as a bank robber sprung from the jailhouse of Samurai Town to rescue the local warlord's adopted granddaughter. To ensure his timely compliance, he's fitted with an explosive suit, including detonators on each testicle. Yes, really. Some people are going to absolutely love Prisoners of the Ghostland, and some people are going to absolutely hate Prisoners of the Ghostland. I will say the film boasts incredible production design, another great score by Joseph Trapanese, and the occasional brilliant flourish by Sono, such as the samurai skirmish set to Jim Croce's Time in a Bottle. And it's only a matter of time until you can judge Prisoners of the Ghostland for yourself, as RLJ Entertainment acquired the distribution rights ahead of the premiere. Number 9. Hive. Winner of both the Grand Jury Prize and Audience Award for World Cinema, Hive is set in a small town in Kosovo where families await their men to return from war. Based on a true story, it centers on a woman named Faria. After her bees stop producing honey, she gets a driver's license and begins selling homemade ajvar to a local grocery store, challenging the patriarchy and confronting misogyny in the process. Hive is the feature-length debut from Kosovan writer-director Blurda Basholi, who also won the World Cinema Directing Award. The filmmaking is remarkably restrained, which bestows a realistic sense of sorrow and joy to each of Faria's trials and triumphs. Hive is currently seeking distribution. Number 8. Night of the Kings. After a young pickpocket is sent to Lamaka, an isolated prison compound ruled by the inmates, he must become a storyteller if he's to survive his first night. This is the second feature from writer-director Philippe Lecote after his 2014 film Run. It's an enchanting look at both the vitality and captivating power of storytelling, mixing West African folktales with contemporary complexities. Night of the Kings is Ivory Coast's official submission for the upcoming 93rd Academy Awards, and has already made the shortlist of the 15 selected films. Neon acquired the rights and will be distributing in select theaters and virtual cinemas starting February 26th. Number 7. On the Count of Three. Two best friends postpone their double suicide till the end of the day so they can take care of some unfinished business. This one is for those who like their comedy pitch black and their filmmaking a little scrappy. On the Count of Three marks Jared Carmichael's directorial debut, and it more or less shows. He's excellent here, as is Christopher Abbott, well armed with the hilarious Sundance-winning screenplay by Ryan Welch and Ari Katcher, creators of Hulu's Rami. On the Count of Three has been picked up by Annapurna Pictures. Number 6. Pleasure. This is perhaps the most provocative film that played this year's festival, about an ambitious young woman from Sweden who arrives in Los Angeles to make it in the porn industry. Swedish writer-director Ninja Thyberg's feature-length debut is based on her promising short film of the same name, which played at Sundance back in 2014. I was more than curious how Thyberg would expand her vision, and the result is a refreshingly clear-headed and purposeful examination of the possibilities and problems found in the industry. After seeing the film, I was dubious about its distribution prospects in the States. Because of the graphic nudity and sexual content, I was certain this couldn't get anything less than an NC-17. So I was pleasantly surprised when A24 swooped in to the rescue with plans to release the original uncensored version and an R-rated cut later this year, similar to what Neon pulled off last year with Possessor. Number 5. Flea. Between Waltz with Bashir, The Tower, and now this, I think it's safe to say that animated documentaries are not only a viable approach, but widen the scope of possibility for the entire mode of filmmaking. In Flea, not only is the medium used to great effect for charting an Afghan family's arduous journey to a better life, it's used to protect the identity of the main subject, who simply goes by the name Amin. We hear Amin's voice as he shares his survival story, the refugee experience, and accepting his own identity. The bold-lined illustrations paint a passport for the undocumented, cemented with the occasional archival footage. Neon bought the film and will be partnering with Participant for distribution. Number 4. All Light, Everywhere. Okay, this is the hardest film to describe from what I saw at Sundance this year, but the ambitious aim of All Light Everywhere appears to be understanding the limits of the human eye, further removed by the camera lens. This is filmmaker Theo Anthony's second feature-length documentary after 2017's Rat film. This time around, he provides a kaleidoscope of viewpoints, taking us behind the walls of Axon, the largest supplier of police body cameras, and officers learning how to use them. One man's ongoing mission to put an eye of God over the city of Baltimore, a brief history of pigeon cameras, the 1874 transit of Venus, the brain scans of people watching this very documentary, and the cameras used to film them. This winner of the U.S. Documentary Special Jury Award for Nonfiction Experimentation bends itself inside out with meta-musings for a most thought-provoking video essay. All Light Everywhere has been acquired by Super Ltd, a boutique label of Neon. Number 3. Cryptozoo. This answers the question, what if Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was actually good? Enter Cryptozoo, the second feature from graphic novelist turned filmmaker Dash Shaw, after 2016's My Entire High School Sinking Into the Sea. Cryptozoo is hands down the most visually stunning film I saw at Sundance this year, introducing us to the world of cryptids, mythical creatures that some want to protect and others want to exploit. Featuring voice work by Lake Bell, Michael Cera, Zoe Kazan, and Peter Stormare. I love the cryptid designs, the psychedelic visuals, the sincerity of the characters, the momentous score, the world-building and adventurous narrative. Cryptozoo, truly a one-of-a-kind catch, was acquired by Magnolia Pictures. Number 2. Koda, which stands for Child of Deaf Adults, and explains Ruby's situation as the only hearing member of a deaf family. As a senior in high school, she is faced with the choice between continuing to help with the family's fishing business or pursuing her love of music. On paper, it checks a lot of the Sundance boxes. What's amazing is how it managed to win me over again and again and again, and that's largely thanks to the characterization of every member of the Rossi family and the winsome performances behind them. Its matter-of-fact depiction of life with a disability assures the audience that they are in good hands. It's easy to see why Koda was the big winner at Sundance this year, taking the Grand Jury Prize and Audience Award for U.S. Dramatic Film, as well as awards for both directing and its ensemble cast. And the headlines don't end there. Koda was acquired by Apple for a whopping $25 million, shattering the Sundance record. The most valuable company in the world has been keen on making their mark on the film industry, and this may very well be their best bet yet. Expect Apple to heavily campaign Koda ahead of next awards season. Number 1. Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised. For my time and money, this was the best of the fest, winner of both the Grand Jury Prize and Audience Award for U.S. Documentary. Summer of Soul is the feature-length directorial debut of Questlove about the 1969 Harlem Cultural Festival, aka Black Woodstock, an epic 6-week celebration of African culture and music, featuring such acts as Stevie Wonder, Sly and the Family Stone, B.B. King, The Fifth Dimension, Gladys Knight, Nina Simone, and so many more. Amazingly, this treasure trove of footage sat in a basement for 50 years, never seen until now. For better or worse, this isn't a straight concert film. Questlove interviewed dozens of people about the festival, performers and attendees alike, to amplify its importance then and now. Archival dependent vignettes contextualize the event's arrival, a year after the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. caused unrest in the streets of Harlem. The heroin epidemic, the Panther 21, and the moon landing all receive coverage in this fascinating and continually entertaining showcase. The film rights for Summer of Soul were acquired by Searchlight Pictures and Hulu. You can expect them to release the film later this year in a likely bid for documentary awards consideration. And those are 10 movies from the 2021 Sundance Film Festival to look out for. Which ones are you most excited for? Or if you were also able to virtually attend the festival this year, what did you see and what would you recommend? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you down there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Cineflect for video essays, film lists, and more, and click that bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to be notified anytime I upload a new video. For Cineflect, I'm JS Lewis. Until next time, watch something good.